I ride slow through my city, cause I know how we get it. We grind hard for them digits. Just one more day in the life. One more day in the life. The life.
Morning, good night, good afternoon, whatever time it is, pour yourself something to drink. It's 5 o'clock somewhere. Welcome to the NeverFold Pod, the show about dope people that do dope shit. Dope people, dope shit. My guy right here, the largest, the best, the most electrifying drummer in the world, Mr. Trey Lambert. How are you, bro?
I'm good, bro. Yeah,
So, where you from?
I'm North Philly.
Come on, man. Stop playing with Philly. Real shit.
Yeah.
But coming up in Philly, like, what got you into drumming?
Man, honestly, church. I was born and raised in church in North Philadelphia, 25th and Thompson. My grandfather was the pastor. My mom sung in the choir. My dad went to church in Virginia, in Richmond, Virginia. Shout out to Richmond, Virginia. And yeah, he's a bishop now. My mom's the full-time pastor of the church. And yeah, just being around the church and the city, Philadelphia as a whole. You had the 5 spot, you had Zanzibar Blue, you had all these spots back in the day that my mom would give her ID and let they would let her bring her 8-year-old son, 6-year-old son upstairs to the 5 spot and just witness greatness. So I just soaked it all in, and now I'm proud of it.
I used to hang in the 5 spot. The 5 spot, they used to have the Tuesday nights there. We used to dip in there on the Tuesday nights. I liked the 5 spot. That was one of my low-key, little ducky spots back in the day.
For sure.
Real shit. So tell the people like some of the artists that you actually go on tour with and play behind.
Wow. Well, I started with an artist by the name of Ty Tribbett. And from then it went to Jasmine Sullivan, went to Marsha Ambrosius, Floetry. Floetry did their reunion tour. I was the musical director. I was only 20.
Oh, shit.
I did Meek Mills, Future, Zaytoven, BB Rexa, went on tour with Katy Perry. I just went on tour before the pandemic with the Jonas Brothers, opened up for them. I did Bruno Mars 24 Karat tour. I did Nicki Minaj and Meek Mill's Pink Print tour. And then last year, I finished up with Lil Baby and Durk on the Back Outside tour.
This boy went from the Jonas Brothers to Lil Baby and Lil Durk. So you gotta diversify your shit. You can't just be one way. You got to be able to do it the whole way.
Yeah.
So when you behind these artists and you in front of 20, 30,000 people, do you like feel the pressure?
The pressure, sometimes, really, because I know I'm coming back home and I have to explain I'm a product of my neighborhood. So when I come back home and I have my cousins or my homies on the block that I grew up with, or I wasn't on the block, but I was the guy that, or he the special kid, or he the one that's going to church and they never been nowhere. So, just that's the pressure, just making sure that I make it back home at the end of the day.
That's dope.
Yeah.
But like, you don't be thinking like, yo, if I mess this joint up, this shit is gonna be crazy. You don't ever think like that? Or you just that confident in your skills?
I don't think like none of it. I just think I'm here. So if I wasn't here, I wouldn't be, you know what I mean? Like, if
I'm here because I'm qualified.
Yeah, I'm qualified. And if I do mess up, I know how to maneuver in that.
Yeah.
You know?
No, nobody will know. You'll know, but nobody out in the crowd will know.
I don't know if my mom in the crowd, she might know.
Yeah, your mom will fucking know for sure. She know every bump, niche, scratch. She know exactly what's going on.
Yeah.
So like, how you even like get hooked up with going out with these artists? Like, how does that happen? What's the process?
Well, I could take it back to 2011 when I started my brand on the One, which I have in my hat. So I was going to this conference thing. It's called the NAMM Show, and it's like a car show for musicians. And the first year I went, I thought it was just about, Black musicians going in and just getting gear and, oh, we play for this artist, I play for that artist. And I was walking around and I'm walking up to these companies. So I walk up to like a Bentley or somebody like that. And I'm like, yo, I'm the drummer, I play for this, I do this and that. And they're like, well, who are you?
They're like, who the fuck is you?
There's 50 million people in here that has the same talent as you, so what's gonna make you different? So basically from that moment, the next year I went and I had my mom, my aunt, my cousins, a videographer. I made t-shirts, I made pins, I had just everybody wearing my On the One stuff. So I'm walking up to all these different musicians like Sheila E., Tommy Lee, Travis Barker, Questlove. I'm just walking up to these people and I'm just like, yeah, I'm Trey and I'm On the One. Can you say you with the drummer? And from that moment, it just took off to where people started noticing me, not just by being a drummer, but being a brand. And that was something that I aspired to be. You know, you have the Questloves who wear a pick and he has a bush, and you notice him from that. You have a Travis Barker who plays rock music, but you see him from the tattoos. I'm a church boy, but it's a million church drummers that's doing it.
Absolutely.
So what's going, set me apart? And from that moment, it just took me up a next level and put me on a platform where, people wanted to be a part of what I had going on. It wasn't just about me just playing drums behind an artist, but it was a full experience on, if I was to leave, you would know my presence was gone. So we here today.
Stop playing with this boy. Check his drip out. He came on the show with the gloves on. He's ready to pull the sticks out and beat on one of you niggas' faces immediately. But anyway, so you with Lil Baby, with Lil Durk, you Katy Perry, you doing all. Do you ever be like, had that moment you be like, yo, damn. Like you know what I'm saying? Like, damn, like I'm really here.
Yeah, I do. It's a surreal moment at times because, like I said, I try to humble myself by coming back home and being around people that, can keep me at ground level, but still, still congratulate me and think highly of me, but it's still that humbling moment. So yeah, I do feel that way when I'm playing and I'm seeing hundreds of thousands of people, or people asking me for my autograph at times, or people wanting to take pictures with me, or people buying my drumsticks. I have my own drumsticks out, by the way, Regal Tip, on-the-one drumsticks. But yeah, like just stuff like that is definitely a humbling moment, but I'm grateful, man. Like I never could imagine just a young guy just going downtown with his mom, now being able to say that I had 2 Grammys and nominated for 2 more Grammys this year with her. I played on her album, and shout out to her and DJ Camper. But yeah, so it's a surreal moment, but I'm grateful, man, and I thank God, man, every day.
You see that shit? You see how he just slipped that shit in on us on Humble? Yeah, I got 2 Grammys. I'm nominated for 2 more. You know what I'm saying? That was a little heavy, like little slick, heavy talk, but I like it, man. But like I tell everybody that come here, the NeverFold Pod is a rose garden. Everybody leave here with their flowers, you know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And you deserve your flowers, like, come on, man, this boy's growing up in the inner cities of America that's doing great things. You grew up on 25th and Thompson.
I grew up on 29th Street, but 25th and Thompson is where my church was.
Okay, you're from 29th Street, but I'm just saying, I'm sure you got cousins or family members or people just around that made decisions to maybe go another way, and you stuck to the script. Yeah. And that's like, that's not regular. No. You feel what I'm saying? Because most people fall victim to the majority of what they see. You know what I'm saying? Including myself. So, I gotta salute you for that. Like being above and seeing it further and believing in yourself, because it's just like, sometimes it take a lot of courage to believe in a dream that sometimes only you see.
Yeah, that's facts.
You know what I mean? Real shit, because it's like, nobody really believe in you until you already doing it, to tell the truth. You know what I'm saying? Most people and so I can imagine coming up a kid in North Philly playing in the church and being the church kid, and you just like, nobody ever imagined now you playing behind their favorite artist. The same people's like, man, the nut boy, da. Now you playing behind their favorite artist, and they like, damn, can you get me a pass? Oh, this nut ass nigga ain't even give me no tickets, man. Now that, you know what I'm saying? Now they mad at you for that. First they was mad at you for doing something else. Now they mad at you because you can't get them no tickets now.
Yo, that's funny. I deal with that all the time.
I'm sure.
Yo, that's funny. But no, it's facts, man. And it's a feeling of, again, like I always just try to say it, but I mean it. I'm not just saying it just because it's a word that people say that they should use, but I'm extremely grateful. Like I think that's the issue with most people that have gifts, or they make it, they're not grateful about the moment, so it always disappears really fast. Right. So it's like if you're not living in the moment and you just understanding, like, I'm like you said, like I'm playing for these artists, I'm coming from where I come from. I got shot 2-3 years ago in my back down the street from my church, and that could have been the end of it. But, just having a story and a testimony and still being able to come and just say, thank you, waking up, that's the most exciting moment for me, that I can wake up and say thank you, you know what I mean? So
I feel that way, and not even about the doing the show and the things that I've been able to accomplish in my life, but it's just like, for me, spending all them years in prison, like sometimes I got like little weird, little quirky shit that I came home, because it was just like, I'd be so grateful. Like sometimes I'll stand around and I don't even notice, I might just be holding my keys in my hand for hours. And people like, yo, why you holding your keys in your hand? And I'm like, yo, because for so many years, I could never let myself out the door. You know what I'm saying? And just the fact that I can open the door and go where I want to go, when I want to go.
Little things.
Yeah, I be so grateful for that shit. People don't get it, and it's like one of my weird little quirks, but it just be like, for me, it'd be like a super surreal moment for me. Yeah. So I can imagine like being a kid from North Philly and just you up looking in the eyes of 100,000 people and you playing behind the biggest artists that you watched on TV or even you just a fan of their music and now you out there on tour and you part of the creation. Yeah. Because I mean like the base of any music, especially African-American artists, is drums. The drums is the foundation of the music. So you like an integral part of what's going on out there. You kind of like the new DJ. Really, like you, because you really controlling how the music is played, the tempo, the pace, the mood of the crowd. You controlling it with them sticks. Yeah. And that shit is like a magical gift. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy coming from a little kid from 29th Street. You know what I mean?
Cat.
It's crazy,
it's
man. It's
crazy, bro. It's crazy feeling, man.
Just you telling me, and I'm just sitting there imagining like how I would feel. You know, it was like, even with me, the first time I ever heard my song on the radio. Yeah. Made you feel first time I heard, I was like, it blew my mind. It blew me away. I never imagined that I could even make it or see it that far. So I could just, you know what I mean? I know how you feel like to just be out there every night and be doing it. And then you getting a variety, like you seeing it from different aspects. You're not just doing hip hop shows, you're doing pop artists, you're doing gospel artists, you behind everybody. So you seeing the different venues, but that's what make you sharp.
Yeah, it's like I can handle anything. Yo, playing in church make you so sharp at anything, though.
Yeah, because them old ladies in church is the most critical, judgmental.
My grandma don't be playing no games, bro. Like, for real, like, and it's crazy because my first...
You better not mess up, go tell it on the mountain. It's gonna be real in that
Like my first gig, the first gig that my grandma ever seen me perform at was my last gig with Ty Tribute, right? So... And I haven't really told anybody this, but I could say it now. But for like a long time, my grandma thought I was going to college every day, right? And I was actually getting on the plane to go to shows, right? So like 3-4 years later, I finally.
Sorry, Nana.
Yeah, I'm sorry, my mom. But So, but like her first time seeing me perform in front of like a large crowd, she said that to me. She was like, I can't believe that you really got these people dancing. Don't ever stop them from dancing. You know, and I'm just like, you saying that brought back that memory when you was like, you know, you setting the tempo, you know? So it's a surreal moment, bro. It's that feeling that I can't describe. I literally can't describe it, bro. It's just a grateful. I have a word for it, which is just grateful, so.
Dope people, dope shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, how could you, like, come on, man, stop playing. So what's next? What's next for you?
What's next? Well, right now, I have a band, Treway and the Now Generation. I did an album called Thompson Street, and I called it Thompson Street because we were formed at my church at 25th and Thompson. Oh shit! And from my church is where everything started, like we talked about. So I have an album called Thompson Street that I recorded at my big bro DJ, the magnificent DJ Jazzy Jeff. Shout out to Jazzy Jeff. And Vidal Davis and my uncle Harold.
Dre Vidal.
My uncle Harold Lilly, who's a phenomenal writer. He wrote for everybody. And my boy Gavin Williams, who helped put everything and aligned it for me. So I'm actually about to drop that album soon, before the summer. And just my own personal things, working on my own music, tapping into a new venture, my clothing line, bringing that back out. I'm mentoring a lot now. I'm speaking to the kids about financial literacy. Just setting the tone, man. Just letting, just being a household name. That's really what it's about. And just carrying my city on my back right now. So, yeah.
It's heavy. And we heavy because we got a lot of bull crap with us. So, you know what I mean? I know it's a tough job carrying the city, but you representing us properly. But no, I don't want to just breeze by that. You said you was teaching the kids financial literacy. Like, tell us a little bit about
Okay, well, my mom works for Chase Bank. My mom used to work for PNC Bank years ago, and she used to work for Allen Iverson.
Oh, shit.
So, so I would like see
shout out to Mom.
Yeah, shout out to Mom Dukes. Shout out to just putting me in the right place at the right time, like not outside of just the music part. It was like she was taking me to work and I was witnessing, exposing me to stuff that I've never thought I'd ever see. So that's how I met, just a sidebar, that's how I met Adam Blackstone, who is, he's from Jersey, but rep Philly as well, but he's a big deal in the industry, Basic Black Entertainment. Shout out to them.
DJ Active. Yeah, told me he made a lot of plays for him. So shout out Adam Blackstone.
Yeah, so from that I met Adam, and like we was talking about the 5 spot and everything, but going back to financial literacy thing, being a touring musician is hard because it's a fast life. It may not be as fast as streets, but it's fast with, we don't really have to pay for nothing. So we just collecting bread 24/7, and we get free clothes, we get most artists get free clothes. Shout out to Future. You get free clothes, you get free food, you get all these things. So you just got all this money piling up and you just go in and you just spending bank.
Uncle Sam can't wait to tear your ass up.
Man, then you come home and you have nothing. And you know, that was something that watching the wrongs of people that I look up to, like I don't just look at the right things that you do. I look at the wrong things so I can perfect it for the next person that's coming after me, so I can teach them the right thing. You know, so just watching all the different artists and musicians that I look up to and that I, you know, just seeing, I saw where their mistakes were.
Yeah, hell yeah.
And the mistakes were in the money thing most of the time. So I'm just taking, you know, this opportunity now that I'm not touring and I'm not, you know, traveling as much or, you know, just doing tours like that, to go and just, you know, speak to kids that's in music school. Shout out to Girard Academic Music Program, my high school, middle school. And yeah, I'm just letting them know what to do and what not to do when it comes to the money thing. So it's all about saving your bread. And I wish, you know, somebody was able to tell me at a younger age.
For
but
sure.
Now that I know, I'm just, you know, just spreading the gospel.
Man, listen, that's like, shout out to you, man.
Oh, my dog,
like,
my
that's
dog,
heavy, man.
my
Like,
dog.
you know what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
you doing all of this stuff and you around all these amazing things and amazing people and these living this life, the rock star lifestyle that people would imagine, but you didn't lose your foundation. You still kicking it with mom. You still going to the same church. You still, you know what I mean? Coming back to the city, teaching financial literacy, which is like an epidemic in the Black community.
Facts.
And it's just like, you solid. You know what I mean?
Thank
like,
you,
you
man.
solid,
Thank
man.
you.
Like,
Thank you. Appreciate that.
you know, like every you know, a lot of people make it out of certain situations and they make it to the big time, but they don't be solid.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? But, you know, you solid, man. You know what I mean? You solid. You know, so shout out to your family, because they they gave your foundation is solid, man. My old head used to always tell me, said, yo, as long as your foundation is solid, if the building burned down, you can always rebuild. You know what I'm saying? He said, no matter what happened to your structure, as long as your foundation is solid, no matter how many times it falls, you can rebuild it.
Facts.
The foundation ain't going nowhere.
Yes, facts.
So it's important. But anyway, before I get you out of here.
Yeah, we in there.
Before I get you out of here, part of the NeverFold Podcast, and every guest, we play a game on it. It's called Pull Your Card.
Okay.
So what you're going to do, I'm going to shuffle these cards. You're going to pull a card.
Okay.
If you pull a heart, I'm going to ask you a random question about love.
Okay.
If you pull a club, I'm going to ask you about I'm going to ask you about the greatest show, concert, club you've ever been to.
Okay.
You pull a diamond, you got to give a great piece of advice that somebody's giving you, or you just get a piece of advice. Because you know the jewels are not meant to be kept to ourselves. Somebody give you some great advice, you pass it off.
Yeah.
And if you pull a spade, I'm going to just ask you a random spade question. It may just be some any crazy shit.
All right. All right, bet.
But, you know. You ready?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right. Go ahead and pull your card.
I'm going to get this one.
He got the ace of diamond. Go ahead and show him what you got.
Oh, okay.
The best piece of advice you've ever gotten from anybody in your life.
Man, the best piece of advice I can give is don't go where the path may lead. Instead, go where there isn't a trail, a path, and create your own trail. So basically, don't follow nobody. Create your own wave. And, you know, the rest will happen for you. And I think I live by that rule with everything that I have going on in my life. I never really follow trends. I never really follow how people dress. I don't smoke, you know what I'm saying? I'm not an alcoholic. I don't do nothing like nobody else. And I think that's the reason why I'm so far ahead in my generation, because I created my own path.
Come on, man. Dope people, dope shit. Before we get you out of here, come on, run down everything you got going on, pitch all the brands you got, all this stuff. Go ahead, give them everything.
All right, let's get it. All right, so shout out to On The One. That's my clothing line. Shout out to my band, Treway and the Now Generation. All right, keep going?
Keep going.
Oh, all right. Shout out to my clothing line.
Got a bunch of shit going on. Let it all go.
I heard the phone ringing. Shout out to my clothing line, On The One.
We ain't here, we closed.
Right. Shout out to my clothing line. Shout out to my band, Trey and the Now Generation. Shout out to every artist that I ever played for. Shout out to the Grammys. Shout out to my church. Shout out to Philly. Shout out to just life, man. I just shout out to just God, and shout out to big bro Spade O for showing love. And most of all, man, just be you, man. That's something that I live by, man. Philadelphia, be you. Philly, be you. That's all I can really say, man.
Philly, be you. Stop being nut ass niggas. Stand up. Anyway, Your drumsticks. You ain't pitch your drumsticks.
My drumsticks. See,
Come on, man. Come on.
That's the humble side. So my drumsticks, shout out to Regal Tip, shout out to Tama Drum, shout out to Peisty Cymbals, shout out to, I just signed a deal with Goat Fuel Energy Drink, shout out to them, shout out to Essential Water, who I also sponsor. I think that was everything. Shout out to, you, bro.
Listen, man. Listen, come on, man. Philly, be proud, man. Be proud, be proud. We got some stuff here, man. We got some monuments here. And I ain't talking about them buildings. I'm talking about the people. The people. I know people like to accentuate the bad stuff with Philly, with this, the violence, the crime, this, that, and the third. But we Trey, we Jill Scott, we Love Park, we Rocky statue, we different stuff. So let's not accentuate the negative because, our kids and the younger generations aspire to what they see. Mm-hmm. So we got to make sure we control the images that we give off to them. Yeah. And that's what it's about. And I appreciate you for being a different image, a different personality, a different vibe, and something different. So it's not, everybody doesn't have to blaze the same way to be successful. This man is living his dream, never been a trapper, never been to jail, never been in the goofy stuff, just being himself and still ending up every day waking up doing what he loves to do. Therefore, he doesn't have a job. It's not a job because 99.9% of the people in the world have jobs. But when you wake up and you get paid to do what you love to do, it's not a job. So listen, stay true to yourself. And remember, no matter how bad the card you get dealt, you can never fold. Till next time, love you.